have another question I want to kind of present to him as we're just kind of chatting here.
Sure.
Nowadays with AI and all the possibilities with AI, right? How does that really impact an artist, especially with somebody like him doing what he does, working with a living art? So if we have the ability, because we have AI to generate, we can tell it to create this tree into something that's going to be beautiful, and you're picking off all the beautiful parts of it, a design of the tree. You essentially design this tree already through AI, but can you really follow through and create that tree over time for it to look the way that it's generated because you told it to and you picked all the nice things?
I mean, I have a comment about that before he answers it. So,
Let me tell him
all right,
first. So,
tell him.
OK，我有個問題，即係話而家好多人係用嗰個 AI 嚟拼個
棵樹
棵樹，你覺得有冇可能
冇可能。你可以就係咧畫畫就得，拼嗰啲就得，即係好似整幅畫出嚟就得。點解咧？你長棵樹出嚟，你5年有啲5年佢都唔長噶嘛，長唔到出嚟嘅比例。你同埋一批樹種10棵，你話5年全部得咩？嗰棵 happy 嘅咧4年可能會得，你有一棵咧可能10 year 都未得。同埋咧，同埋你剪出嚟嘅角度，你個 AI 整出嚟，但係你嗰個你嘅思維嗰條枝應該點跌落嚟，跌到點樣程度？你冇可能好似 AI 用
鐵線得唔得？
鐵線係一個簡化，即係可以整個框架，但係你仲要個比例啊，同埋好多嘢。你整個鐵線嘅啲樹就得。如果你真係 wood 吹啊，冇可能得噶。
Impossible.
Well, okay,
and
I'm gonna
let me just you want to hear what he has to say first, or you
sure,
want to
no.
you want to
I'm sure I agree
鐵
with
線
them,
歪
but-
嗰啲就得，
Okay.
全部鐵線整出嚟。
and I'm only asking this because this kind of came up in one of the questions kind of being tossed around through friends on TikTok that I communicate with.
Sure.
And it was something that was kind of put out there, so I wanted to really, I mean, it's an interesting thought, and I find it very interesting, but I also really want to get Dad's perspective on it too.
Sure.
Even though at the time when I was looking at it, I kind of answered it in a way that I felt like he would, and I was fairly close, but maybe not as detailed. But I think I do. I think I captured, in a sense, what he's trying to say.
Sure.
As we are using our computers or using AI to generate something, to give you a perfect image of something.
你參考就得。
In theory, right? In theory, yes, it's a nice design. It looks great and works wonderful as a photo, as a painting, as a something that is maybe a two-dimensional, one-dimensional thing that to show you a design of something, right? But we're working with nature and we can't control that. So in a sense of, you can take 10 trees, 10 very similar, same species of trees, 10 of them, they all can start off looking the same, like a little stick. And you grow them the same, and you water them the same, and you put them in the same environment. Sometimes that tree will grow double the size in 2 years, 4 years. Sometimes it may not. So those 10 trees that you're growing at the same time will all have different temperaments and will have different grow processes that makes it unique to itself. It's not a farm where you can make everything identical because you're putting it in the same environment and generate, and thinking that it's going to turn out exactly the way that you think it's going to turn out. It has its own mind and its own growth pattern, its own will in the sense, right? So it's not going to always do what you want it to do. So that's one thing. Mother Nature is putting her foot down essentially, right? And going, not on my watch,
即係
right?
好似佢咁啫嘛。你點解咁大隻有啲咁嘅恩啊？
Right? Just like you know, people like maybe from your family, you know, why are you so tall and, you know, like,
Right.
and, you know, and sturdy, and maybe somebody else in your family
Right.
has a different, you know, bone structure. You're from the same family.
Right.
So this is all stuff that's not controllable because of our environment and all that. Everybody is, it's an individual kind of thing.
Right. So my thing is this. Because I'm a horse guy as well as
你
being
係
a
嗰
bonsai
啲
guy.
AI 就參考可以。
AI is good for concept only.
This is exactly what I was about to say. So I can design a beautiful horse on AI that is the perfect horse that I think I would like to have. But in order to get that horse with real DNA, I might have to breed 1,000 horses, maybe 5,000 horses,
Right.
maybe 10,000 horses, and then what the hell am I going to do with all those horses? Because I could keep breeding horses for 100 years, and I may never ever get that horse that I want, that AI designed for me, just like a tree.
Right.
When you have living DNA, I don't care if it's a horse or a tree, AI cannot control DNA of any kind. And as Mr. Chase said, it's great for a concept. Now, if I was going to make a plastic bonsai tree, yes,
Absolutely.
I could do that.
Yes.
I could send that to China and to my favorite factory in China, and they will build a mold for that fake tree, and I will get the exact tree that I designed on
假樹可
AI.
以。
係咯，我咪假
Yeah.
嘅，
If
仲要鐵線歪嗰啲先得嘛，全部用銅線整嗰啲先得嘛，高度尺寸可以全部按照個 design 得。
Yeah, so everything has to be done in a wire format so it meets all the
即係
calculations
用呢啲 wire
that AI is
咁樣得。
generating
yeah.
for
so
you
if-
to make that perfect tree.
if you're trying to dream of something or conceptualize something, sure, AI is great. But this tree has different DNA than 1,000 other Japanese black pines. And so, just like I said with the horses, I may design the best, most beautiful horse in the world. That doesn't mean I'm never going to be
好
able
似
to
馬
breed
一
that
樣啫
horse.
嘛，叫
就係
佢
咁，即係佢就係咁講，即係馬同埋一
養
樣，
一樣啦，叫佢養，叫佢
即係
叫 AI 照佢
即係隻
畫個樣啫。
馬個 DNA 同埋你棵樹個 DNA 係控制唔到嘅。
Yeah.
所以如果你真係話
好
呢一
似好似話啲馬最靚嗰啲血汗馬咁樣，佢有冇要整到出嚟？你都唔係嗰啲基因。
所以佢真係話咯，如果佢係知道點樣整法，你可以猛咁喺度，猛咁喺度冚，猛咁喺度冚，都冇好耐嘅時間先至冚到你最完美嗰匹馬出嚟，係咪？
所以我哋咧，
因為控制唔到㗎嘛。
係啊，所以人
呢啲
哋話咧，如果你個基因好嘅咧，要幾代人先可以改變個基因嘅，你知啊？即係好似有啲人咁矮嘅，佢點解要揾個人高啲，一路，起碼經過3代人到4代人，即係100 year 咁先 change。
Yeah, because even like with genetics, he thinks that, you know, even with genetics, you know, if you have a family of everyone that's really short and you know, bring other people into the family that's taller, it still takes at least 3 generations for there to be that change to take into effect.
It took Neanderthals 100,000 years to evolve and get taller.
Right.
So that's why I'm saying, like, when it's living DNA, whether it's a plant's DNA, a tree DNA, a horse's DNA, my DNA, your DNA, AI can suggest, like, AI could say to me, hey, Rod, if you breed this black and white horse to this Palomino and white horse, you might get a buckskin and white horse. See, like Vaso, we'll use him as an example. His mom is solid black, but the dad was white and Palomino color. And here he is white and buckskin color. So AI could say you may get this, or they may say you might get a tree like this. They cannot go into the tree's DNA. They couldn't go into Vaso's mom's DNA and predict what color he was going to come out. There's just no way.
Well, and then I think Dad also brought up another factor too, is that, you know, even using AI's design as your blueprint to try to create this tree, right? So you're essentially basically bypassing your own idea concept and using their concept to try to build this tree. It also, you're impacted by your own experience
And
and
limitations.
techniques
Yeah.
and limitations.
Yeah. Well, just what he was talking about earlier with cutting.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's say AI says, okay, well, you have to do this, but you have to cut here. If I pull it too hard and then it breaks, how's AI going to fix it?
Right.
They're not going to fix it.
Right.
And so I guess when it comes to art, AI, again, if I want to make a plastic penching, I can do that. I can make it exactly like AI wants me to. But if I want something real and tangible that I have to water and put in the right amount of sun and all that stuff, AI can't help me with that. It can't.
AI 只要你拼出嚟可以借鑑佢 OK，即係最好嘅 design 你可以借鑑嘅。但係咧樹好難嘅，你剪呢度佢唔一定長，咁你要長要換方法㗎啦嘛。
Right, because I think even with the AI design, you still have to be open to changes because
Yeah.
your AI generated design says this tree is most ideal with this branch right here, but that branch refused to grow in that location.
That's right.
There's nothing you can do about
What
it.
is AI going to call the tree and tell the tree, oh, you have to grow a branch right here? That doesn't work like that. That's what I mean. Nature, there are certain things that AI and computers can recommend. They can direct you. They can do all that stuff. They really can't control nature. Even if you're growing corn and you say, what's the optimum thing for me to do for all my corn stalks to be 10 feet tall? All your corn stalks are not going to be 10 feet tall. Something could happen in the soil there. There's one whole row that didn't get enough water.
Or pests.
Right. Or pests. There's a million things that can happen that AI can't fix.
Right.
So.
Or predict. And I think in trying to really kind of short and simple to answer that question, when I was looking at that, I think the idea kind of came to me too, is that you as a person can use that design as a blueprint for you to kind of work off of.
Sure.
But is it always going to turn out that way? Even in the most ideal situation, maybe not, because you as a person are growing just like the tree. There's growth to you too. So your art is growing. Your techniques and experiences is also growing.
And I think you just said the most important word in all of this, and that's experience. Because AI can tell me, hey Rod, you need to do X, Y, Z, but if I haven't sat with Mr. Che and watched him do this, if I don't have the practical experience, there's nothing that AI can teach me that Mr. Che can teach me in person. You know what I mean?
Right.
So without the experience, it doesn't matter how tight AI tries to make it. I can't predict, hey, I want a perfect branch here that's 6 inches long. There's no such thing as that. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, 技術係有好大嘅影響，即係你自己個人經歷同埋個技術，因為年年都唔同噶嘛。咁所以
你睇下嗱，我哋以前10年前嘅樹同現在嘅樹係唔同噶嘛。人不斷嘅向上，你種到好似唔啱咁，可能會睇啲一路咁噏上去噶嘛。所以點解佢啲人種得唔好咧？佢基本上佢啲人都學唔到嗰啲基本功。你學到基本功，你不斷吸收，先進步啊嘛。基本上佢都唔識整。好似棵樹咁樣，如果佢唔拎嚟我咧，佢可能唔知點整，即係咁啫。你而家你學嗰啲之後，咁樣，再攞棵嚟，佢自己又再咁整，即係 copy 咁樣，你先進步啊嘛。
Yeah, we make progress as we practice and as we're learning.
Yes.
So in your situation, even with this tree right here, starting off of what you had to now, every time you sit down with him and we talk through some of this, you're learning and building your skills, and you're growing as as your own artist as well.
Yes.
And that is something that takes time, and It's a personal thing too.
It is, and it's also this like it's really it's fun to like make pictures of me and you know, working on bonsais and stuff like that on AI. Like we
Yeah.
love that, but AI cannot sit. I can't sit down with AI and watch AI's hands move branches, and so that's why I'm saying like to have the opportunity to work with Mr. Che and to learn from him, and most importantly to watch, because see, for me, I learn from watching, and having the ability to watch it's something that a computer just can't teach you yet. And also the reason I'm going to say that is because there may be something that he has to change at the very last minute or alter at the very last minute, and a computer can't predict that.
Right.
So,
well, him as an artist, you know, his idea is always evolving and changing.
right.
So when something else comes up, it changes the whole balance of everything.
Yes.
And so it changes the design. So AI can give you a good design that you can use as your blueprint to follow through for the next 5 years, 10 years. But I think you as a growing person may not like that same design in 5 years.
That's right.
In 10 years, maybe not even in 1 year as you're growing and progressing.
Or conditions may not allow it.
Right.
Like if I
so there's so many factors
yeah,
to it.
the sun is a factor in all of this. Like if I have this in the wrong spot where there's not enough sunlight or whatever, it doesn't matter what AI says to me. The weather, how much I'm watering it, how much I'm taking care of it. Every time I work on it with Mr. Che, the adjustments that we have to make, because the one thing that I know in all my years of working with trees is that a lot of decisions you have to make at the very last minute, like you just do. And so AI is it's a conceptualizer, and for some things, like for plastic trees, or I use it to make bottles. Like if I want to make a fancy bottle for somebody, I can tell it this is how I want the bottle to be made, and then just send the design to China and it's done. But that's not how Penjing and Bonsai work. And again, at the very last minute, you may have to make a decision based
第有
on,
你話俾你聽
you
咧
know,，
但係用 AI 參加展覽，嗰啲樹攞上去嗱，依棵樹咁樣咁樣，依棵樹點樣點樣，用 AI 嚟睇下依棵樹好未唔好。
So if we're gonna go down that rabbit hole of allowing AI to do all that stuff for you, there won't be any exhibits. They'll just be concepts that, you know, everyone's different ideas are
yes.
thrown into AI to
What-
generate something. And then who is going to be the judge of what looks good and what's not, right? Whose version of AI is going to be the judge of what is good and what is bad?
That's right. And when AI can go to the Huntington and water 400 trees like I have to every Saturday and take care of Mr. Che's trees and, you know, move things in and out of the courts and look at something and have to make a last minute decision about, wow, that branch looks dead, I think I need to take it off. When AI can do all that stuff, okay, then AI can help me with a tree. It's a fun tool to use for making funny photos or, you know, helping you write a better email. It's good at all that stuff. But when it comes to plant DNA or animal
Living
DNA,
things. There's too many factors that is not controllable.
it can't. It's predictive. It can say, yes, well, Rod, if you don't water your Japanese black pine, it's going to die. It can tell me that, but it can't.
Anyone can tell you that.
Right. It can't take care of the tree for me, though. Like these arts that we're dealing with in this video, this is something that is it requires human thought. It requires human intervention, and it requires a sense of art that only can come from a person that's sitting with the tree at that time. AI is just a predictive software program that can say, yeah, if you don't water your tree, it's going to die.
我冇返幾個月工，叫揾 AI 幫我剪啲樹冇。
He says he hasn't been at the gardens for a few months now. Can AI help him cut his trees?
Probably not, unfortunately.
Can AI maintain his
要佢
trees
帶
for
頭
him?。
We need him to go cut his trees, not AI. AI would probably cut them all down.
It's interesting. I think it's a very interesting thought that, you know, just to kind of like
叫成
talk about, right? I mean,
Yeah.
everyone's entitled to their opinions,
叫成
and
班 volunteer 用 AI 幫我剪，
we'll give all the volunteers
AI training.
AI training and just set them loose. But like I said, it's a very interesting concept that I think, is kind of need to kind of talk through to kind of really hear the perspective, right?
Yeah, it's neat
I
again.
mean-
It's good, but it isn't. It's not going to help me design that exact horse that I want. I'm going to have to breed probably 10,000 horses, and what am I going to do with 10,000 horses?
Right.
I can't even feed 4 horses.
Right, and how can you afford 10,000 horses to breed, right?
And so that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
there's certain things. You could scan this tree right here with AI and say, okay, AI can say, okay, I think it's going to do this, this, and this. But if one of the branches gets an attitude and decides it's going to die, AI is going to be wrong. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's going to glue it back for you.
That's right.
But I think this is kind of cool. I think, I wanted to hear what his opinion is about the whole thing.
Sure.
And I'm glad that I asked and he said what he said, but I think I was fairly close in, what I thought he would say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's a man that makes his living working with nature. Everything affects what Mr. Che does. The sun affects it, the weather, the cold, the heat, the water, his physical well-being. All of those things are impacted by nature.
Definitely. Interesting, though.
I mean, again, I think that, he's because of what he does for a living and because he is working with nature to pay his bills and for a living, it is interesting to hear his opinion about it and his thoughts on it. But I mean, it can only do so much when it comes to working with a live tree. That's my 5 cents.
Yeah, for sure.